A pleasant day to all of you grade 7 students of Valenzuela City. It's early in the morning and you know that it's time for your English class. So be ready for another learning adventure as we explore the most essential learning competency for this day. Welcome to another episode of Valenzuela Live. Thank you for your active participation whenever we have live sessions. I am Sir Gilbert Ramos and this is Popoy and we will be your teachers for today. It's always an amazing experience to be with you grade 7 students of Valenzuela. May I also remind everybody that even if your classes are taken online, please take note that hashtag learning never stops. For our discussion today, Popoy, what are our learning competencies? That is, exploring the use of listening strategies based on purpose, familiarity with the topic, and levels of difficulty. These are our learning targets today. Differentiate hearing from listening, discuss the different types of listening strategies based on purpose, and identify the meaning of a song. Thank you, Popoy. Prepare your learning packets and your pen because we will be using the learning material prepared by Ma'am Nova U. Gonzalez, Master Teacher from Citero Francisco Memorial National High School. Later, be ready to answer the activities in your learning module. I'm just excited to start this adventure with you. So, let's now begin. My dear learners, are you familiar with the 5 macro skills in English? If you have any idea, I would like you to comment any macro skill that you know. Well, it's a good thing that there are some of you who know these macro skills. As we enhance our skills in the English language, these macro skills are fundamental aspects of our learning. Popoy, what are the 5 macro skills in English? The 5 macro skills in English are reading, writing, speaking, viewing, and listening. Wow! Amazing, Popoy! For today, our task is to talk about your listening skills. Let us pretend that we are now in our classroom listening actively to the discussion of our teachers. So, I want you to activate your listening skills. This time, I want you to get your learning packet. Let us have a simple activity. We call this activity as listen or hear. The direction is very simple. I will give you a set of sentences and you just have to comment the word listen or hear to complete the sentence. This is an example. I will blank to the news reports about the project. What is the missing word? Is it listen or hear? The correct answer is listen. I will listen to the news reports about the project. So, let us now have the sentences. Sentence 1. I can blank the cat meowing. It must be hungry. Sentence 2. Hey, blank, it's the eerie sound again. Sentence 3. I can't blank you. My internet provider is having a problem again. Sentence 4, will you please blank again so that you'll remember what I said? Sentence 5, we can barely blank the message of the speaker because there are so many people around us. Sentence 6, will you tone down your voice? I have to blank to the news because that's our assignment in Araling Panlipunan tomorrow. Sentence 7, are you allowed to blank to the music while you're working? Sentence 8, did you blank the thunder? I'm afraid it would rain hard later. Sentence 9, you should blank to her. She's your mother. And sentence 10, when he was about to cross the street, I called him, but he didn't blank me. It's now time to check your own work. Popoy, what are the answers in the activity? These are the answers in the activity. 1, hear. 2, listen. 3, hear. 4, listen. 5, hear. 6, listen. 7, listen. 8, hear. 9, listen. And 10, hear. What score did you get? Are you happy with it? If yes, then I am giving you a star for a good job. But how do we really differentiate hearing from listening? Hearing and listening uses both your ears. Hearing is receiving sound waves through your ears, while listening means hearing and understanding what you have heard. Hearing is part of the 5 senses, while listening is a choice to hear and analyze what you hear. Hearing is using your ears only, while listening is using your body's other senses. Listening is observing others' behavior that can add meaning to the message, while hearing is simply receiving sound vibrations. Listening can build better relationships with others, while hearing cannot. Take good care of your ears. You cannot listen when you cannot hear. Hearing is something that we cannot control, but listening is. So the next time you hear your mother or your teacher talk, always listen to them. Keep that in mind, my dear learners. When we engage in listening, we are doing so for many different reasons depending upon the goals in which we are trying to achieve. There are 4 different types of listening that are essential to know when deciding what your goal is as the listener. The 4 types of listening are appreciative, empathic, comprehensive, and critical. Familiarize yourself with these different types of listening so you can strengthen and improve your ability to critically think and evaluate what you have heard. Appreciative listening is when you listen for appreciation. You are listening for enjoyment. Think about the music you listen to. You usually listen to music because you enjoy it. The same can be said for appreciative listening when someone is speaking. Some common types of appreciative listening can be found in sermons from places of worships, from a motivational speech by people we respect or hold in high regard, or even from a stand up comedian who makes us laugh. Empathic listening is when you listen emphatically. You are doing so to show mutual concern. During this type of listening, you are trying to identify with the speaker by understanding the situation in which he or she is discussing. You are stepping into the other's shoes to get a better understanding of what is he or she talking about. Usually, during this type of listening, you want to be fully present in the moment or mindfully listening to what the speaker is saying. Your goal during this time is to focus on the speaker, not only yourself. You are trying to understand from the speaker's perspective. Comprehensive listening is when you are watching the news, listening to a lecture, or getting directions from someone. You are listening to understand or listening to comprehend the message that is being sent. This process is active. In class, you should be focused, possibly taking notes of your teacher's main ideas, identifying the structure of the speech, and evaluating the supports he or she is offering as evidence. This is one of the more difficult types of listening because it requires you to not only concentrate, but to actively participate in the process. The more you practice listening to comprehend, the stronger listener you become. Critical listening is this. Have you ever had to buy an expensive item such as a new cell phone or any gadget? You probably did some research beforehand and listened closely to the salesperson when you went to compare brands. Or perhaps your best friend is telling you about some medical tests he or she recently had done. You listen closely so you can help your friend understand her results and the findings. Both of these scenarios are examples of critical listening. Critical listening is listening to evaluate the content of the message. As a critical listener, you are listening to all parts of the message, analyzing it, and evaluating what you heard. When engaging in critical listening, you are also critically thinking. You are making mental judgments based on what you see, hear, and read. Your goal as a critical listener is to evaluate the message that is being sent and decide for yourself if the information is valid. Are you a good listener? Well, most of the things we do involve listening. And of course, the best way to use our ears is to simply listen to music. What kind of songs do you listen to? Let us test how good you are as a listener. Your task is to listen to a song. After that, you have to fill in the blanks to complete the lyrics of the song titled Paraiso. I also have some questions for you based on the message of the song. Are you now ready? Then, let us now play the song.
Return to a land called Paraiso, a place where a dying river ends. No birds dare fly over Paraiso. No space allows them to endure the smoke that screens the air, the grass that's never there. And if I could see a single bird, what a joy. I try to write some words and create a simple song to be heard by the rest of the world. I live in this land called Paraiso, in a house made of cardboard floors and walls. I learned to be free in Paraiso, free to claim anything I see, matching rags for my clothes, plastic bags for the cold, and if empty cans were all I had, what a joy. I'd never fight to take someone else's coins and live with fear like the rest of the boys. Help me make a stand. Take me by the hand. Make the world understand that if I could see a single bird, what a joy this tired and hungry land could expect. Some truth and hope and respect from the
That is one of my favorite songs. It is a reminder for us to revive our environment and save it for the future generations to come. Now, this is a very special task for all of you. Fill in the blanks with the correct word to complete the lyrics by commenting your answer. Are you now ready? Then let's go! This is the first stanza. Return to a land called Paraiso, a place where a blank river ends. No birds there fly over Paraiso. No space allows them to blank. The smoke that screens the air, the blank that's never there. Popoy, what do you think are the answers? If your answers are dying, endure, and smoke, you are fantastic. Thank you, Popoy. This is the second stanza. And if I could see a single bird, blank, I try to write some words and create a simple song to be heard by the blank. What are the answers, Popoy? If your answers are what a joy and rest of the world, you got it right. Thank you, Popoy. This is the third stanza. I live in this land called Paraiso, in a house made of cardboard floors and walls. Blank, free to claim anything I see, matching rags for my clothes, blank. Popoy, what are the answers? Two lines are missing. If your answers are, I learned to be free in Paraiso and plastic bags for the cold, you are correct. Thank you, Popoy. What is the message of the following lines from the song? Comment the letter of your answer. This is the stanza. Return to a land called Paraiso, a place where a dying river ends. No birds there fly over Paraiso. No space allows them to endure. The smoke that screens the air, the grass that's never there. A. The line suggests healthy living situations of birds that are free to live in Paraiso. B. The lines describe the place where no birds, clear water, and fresh air can be found. Or letter C. The lines explain how beautiful Paraiso is, where natural resources are rich and people live in harmony with nature. What is the answer, Popoy? If your answer is B, you are correct. Thank you, Popoy. What seems to be the message of the chorus? Paraiso, help me make a stand. Paraiso, take me by the hand. Paraiso, make the world understand. Is it A, the persona asked for aid that Paraíso be saved and be once a healthy place to stay in? B, the persona blames people for how they treated our environment. Or C, the persona neglects his or her responsibility to take good care of our nature. What is the answer, Popoy? If your answer is A, you are correct. Thank you again, Popoy. I am very happy that grade 7 students of Valenzuela are participative and ready to take challenges. At this point, the next 2 minutes is allotted for your questions. I will appreciate if you will comment a question that you have in mind. Something that confuses you as regards the topic. Take note that we only entertain questions that are related to our discussion today. I will give you 2 minutes and I will entertain your questions when the music stops. Our moderator has already generated the questions. We have selected 3 questions taken from the comment section. Popoy, what is the first question? The first question is from Polo National High School. The question is listening really the least mastered skill? Thank you, Popoy. Listening is an important skill that students should master. All the 5 macro skills are important aspects for your development. All these macro skills, such as reading, writing, speaking, viewing, and listening, are interconnected. Let's just say listening is equally important as the other skills. Thank you for that question. Popoy, what is the second question? Facebook question number 2 is from Kanumay West National High School. The question is, which is the most important among the types of listening strategies? The 4 listening strategies mentioned are according to your purpose. Appreciative listening is if you listen for amusement. Empathic listening enables us to pick up on verbal cues that indicate what the speaker is truly saying or what emotions they are trying to express. Comprehensive listening is when you make judgments based on the other person or what the other person says and determine the truthfulness of the statements you hear. Critical listening is an important type of listening because it requires you to listen to a message and assess whether the message and the speaker are trustworthy. It can also enable you to take the message presented to them, compare it to the knowledge you may already have on the subject, and form your own analysis and opinion on the message. Thank you for that question. And what is the last question, Popoy? Facebook question number 3 is from Malinta National High School. The question is, how can we become an effective listener? Thank you, Popoy. Listening is one of the skills that we use in our everyday life. It is the basis for all the other skills: reading, writing, and speaking and viewing. It's imperative that we give our full attention when we listen. 1. Listen for gist. You listen in order to understand the main idea of the text. 2. Listen for specific information. You want to find out specific details, for example, keywords. And 3, listening for detailed understanding. You want to understand all the important information the text provides. Thank you for that question. My dear friends, always remember this. Hearing is one of the 5 senses, and it just happens all the time. Whether you like it or not, while listening requires concentration so that your brain processes meaning from words and sentences. There are 4 types of listening. Appreciative listening is when you listen for entertainment. Empathic listening is when you provide an emotional support for the speaker to understand his situations and feelings. Comprehensive listening is understanding the message of a speaker while simultaneously interpreting nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, gestures, posture, and vocal quality. And critical thinking or critical listening focuses on evaluating whether a message is logical and reasonable. For the meantime, during your independent learning, your task is to answer activities in What's More and assessment of your learning module. We have to say goodbye for now, but we promise to see you again on our next journey. This is Sir Gilbert of Malanday National High School, and I am Popoy, your teacher puppet. Stay safe, enjoy learning online because #learning never stops. See you again next time. Have a great day.